question.
How can something be this and that, right? So if you're fully God,
they don't
fully
mix.
So that's what I was just going to say.
They don't mix. Or they don't.
You're looking at it as if it overlaps, and for it to make sense, it has to overlap.
They're separate.
Doesn't the human nature carry over divine nature?
Yeah, you have here's the example. Like the example is, Father, why have you forsaken me? That's expressing real human psychology.
Yeah.
And expressing mortality.
Take this cup from me.
But then later on, he says in his wisdom, it is done, out of his last breath. So you can see the fully God, fully man distinctions here, if that makes any sense. You even see this like, do you really truly know I am good? Only the Father is good. This is another example where he's expressing real human psychology, mortality, and then at the same time, like, oh, well, guess who I am? So there's a little bit.
Nobody's good but God.
Well, that's kind of like what I'm saying. There's dozens of instances where you see in the story that he humbles himself in human psychology without cheating. Because if he was God and he was like literally breaking the laws of physics or whatever the case may be, or bending them like he's in the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, it's not a book like the Quran cheating, where it's like fully abrogating the whole thing. The New Testament is not fully abrogating the Old Testament. It's using the same language, and it's showing these prophecies. The same language. They're not contradictory. It's not like we're saying, oh no, the Jews lost the Torah. No, we're reading the Torah from the Greek. And it was put in the Greek hundreds of years before Christianity. So if they want to say, oh, well, there's Greek thought in it. Well, all right. Well, there was Greek thought in it for 300 years before Christianity came to be. So it's not like Christianity came, and put the Greek in it. No. No, that's not how that works. Incarnation is in the Old Testament. But it just depends on how you read it. And it can be read in a different way. Obviously, we share the book with the Jews. We share this book. They're going to say we're misguided. We're going to say to them they're misguided. They're going to have their tradition. We have ours. But, I mean, we're coming to a different conclusion. As they are. There are things that we say we have flushed out. There are things that in the prior scriptures that the rabbis are still discussing. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing like the Quran and the Bible. It's nothing like that. They're totally abrogating the word Father. They're totally abrogating. I don't even know why they say begotten. You cannot beget or begotten. How did the Jews lose their covenant? How did the Jews lose the covenant with their God because they didn't follow Jesus? Like, you got to make sense of these things, man. Like, that doesn't, like, these things don't make, they got to give me the scriptures. But we don't go by them. We go only by the Quran. But we're not Muslim. So who are these Jews? Who are these Christians? Who's the Yahud? Who's the Nasara? They're not talking to us. I'm telling you, I don't want to get back on that shit, but.
Well, going back to what Narja said about, God within, there's plenty of scriptures. There's one Gnostic thing in Timothy, I think it says, go within, pull it out, and it'll save you. So there's like a metaphysic, obviously, to this, which is eternal energy. And that's just the mystic path of Gnosticism or Hermetic mysticism.
I mean, that's great, dude. But they don't have like an actual religious place where people have been studying this and overlapping it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they have. Mysticism is
This is called the book club. Have you read a book?
Is anything that you're talking about?
Have you ever read a book on Clubhouse? Excuse me, hello? Oh, I'm talking. Have you ever read a book, Regal?
Talks about it.
Hello?
Aquinas talks about it.
I'm talking. Hello?
Sadra talks about it. Ghazali talks about it, although he's so traditionalist. And it keeps going on and on. Judaism, the Kabbalic Jew, talks about it. What do you mean? Advaita Vedanta and Hinduism talks about it. This is a very serious concept that has always been understood amongst the mystics, the school of the mystics.
What are their names?
Yeah, we're not mystics.
She just gave
What
you
are
a
their
whole bunch
names?
of
Tell me
names.
what these. No.
I gave you
Tell me what their
5,000 names. Nagarjuna talks about it.
You don't know any names. You don't study any of this stuff. You guys are not scholars.
Aurobindo talks about it.
You guys
Not
are
scholars.
laymen in this
Get an
stuff.
opinion.
Aurobindo
Laymen.
talks about it. What do you think you're the only
Laymen.
one?
Oh my God, Regal. You're Regal, you're so cute. You're so cute.
Yeah.
I bet you have nice ears.
Well, I studied things that overlap with, history, liturgy, tradition.
You can't tell.
I mean, it's been overstated for 2,000 years now. It's literally the foundation of Western civilization.
For 7,000 years, mystics have been talking about it. You're just 2,000.
What ones? What ones? There's all different ones through different ages and times. And they all have different understandings. They all have different understandings that contradict each other, right? So who's correct?
They do not. Mystics don't contradict each other.
You're just saying a bunch of platitudes. You're not saying anything meaningful here.
It's all meaningful.
I have already laid it out to you.
You're just asserting it. That's all.
I am not.
Well, when I ask you who are they, you can't tell me who they are.
How many more times do I repeat names to you?
She just gave you
Read
stuff.
them, study under a guru.
Are you talking about Hindu ones? Are you talking about
under them? Like
Buddhist ones? Are you talking
So
about
I
Zen ones?
study under a teacher.
Are you talking about Japanese or Chinese Zen?
No, she's talking
Like,
about your
what are we going with here?
We're going into
Hinduism?
ignorance right now, and your freaking sense of arrogance and exclusivity. Get off of your high.
Because you don't know which one you're talking about
She
is?
just fucking said them. Are you fucking kidding me?
Which one is it?
So many. She just gave you names.
Look it up. School of mysticism under each school of thought and religion around the world.
I take back the mysticism. I take back the Jewish mysticism. You know what? I'm just thinking
it is very beautiful.
we're just straight Kabbalah, straight up. Like
Yeah, it
New
is very
Testament.
beautiful.
Nargis,
New
is
Testament.
this you starting your own Hasidic
That's what it is.
order right
It's
now?
Jewish mysticism. So are they going to follow and say that they're what?
Even
Jewish?
Caleb will tell you
that
that it goes back.
Are they going to say they're mystics?
Yes.
Who's mystic?
Mystics do say they're mystics. Many have walked the earth.
But I thought Searcher was a mystic then, isn't he?
He's an Ahmadi, he's not a mystic.
Not quite, yeah.
Ahmadis
He's an
are not.
intellectual,
Batanis, Hashashis,
I
these
just
are
looked
all
up
like
the school of mysticism, and there's dozens of people locally that work from home listed under this name, and then there's a couple of ones under Craigslist. Which one should I pick?
Dude, you're so dumb. Yeah, you're
You
being
should
a
pick
little
go pick the Craigslist one. Go for it.
Yeah, pick the one from back.
For years, people study under Botany schools the internal work, like how Aleister Crowley was just saying.
Oh, look who just showed up.
Ooh.
Seeker.
Yeah, Seekers, it takes to Quran. He's a traditionalist. He's just a different denomination in Sunni Islam.
So, would you consider yourself a mystic? Yeah, are you a mystic?
Consider yourself a
I
mystic?
consider myself a rationalist mystic, yes.
What about Seeker? Seeker, do you consider yourself a mystic?
I consider myself mysterious, not mystic.
Oh, okay, whatever. The answer is no. Just
He's
say
a
no.
traditionalist.
Well, I'm just letting you know, a person,
Mystics are not made, mystics are born.
person ascending to heaven.
We have a 3-day session for the psychologist.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Person ascending to heaven alive is very mystical.
yeah, Jesus is the king of mystics. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean. So once you adopt Jesus, you're into Jewish mysticism. Ascending like Elijah.
A lot of different mystics are very open to all. schools that allow for union with the divine, with the source.
Chapter 53.
They don't call it names. They don't stand by identities. Ego is the biggest freaking enemy of the human qalb, that which is a combination of mind and heart.
Speaker, do you know that chapter 53 in the Quran is taking after the end of First Kings? I'll stop. Quran. So in the Quran, chapter 53, is that better, Simple?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. So in chapter 53, I think 1 through 15 is mirroring the ascension of Elijah in the end of First Kings, the last chapter, and then the first chapter of Second Kings. This is where they get this motif from.
Why is that surprising?
Before you guys have this conversation, I just want to tell you what these people are doing. They're all in the back rooms in here in smoky areas with the potpourri going and stuff, and they're pissing on each other. That's Aleister Crowley right there. Okay. You don't encourage societies with fucking mysticism like this, or say, hey people group, this is what you get for behaving or misbehaving or making a family or contributing to society.
Well, Aleister Crowley, that's right up Nargis's alley. She's
that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to run away from the mysticism.
She's been accused of
resort to magic. You don't have to resort to magic to be a mystic. Your presence itself is an inspiration.
What are you talking about? Your thoughts are the law of attraction. You're the one that's formalizing and controlling people's minds in your immediate area based on the law of attraction. If you possess this kind of mindset, this is the kind of spiritual
outlet. The idea of a mystic is to just live by presence.
It really does.
Do not deny that
women are mystics.
Jeff, tell me the
She thinks she can control people's minds with the law of attraction and make things.
That little voice that wants to set your soul.
Yeah, this is the reason why they didn't want women, doing the mass.
Because as a true mystic, I practice all mysticism by rejecting all mysticism.
I was just going to say, I think there's a distinction between occultism, magic, and mysticism. I think mysticism is just about having a mystical union with God, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know.
But there could be overlap.
My concern is that certain definitions leave terms vague and open to interpretation, like mystical or spiritual.
Exactly. There's no uniformity to it.
There is. It always talks about source.
There might be, Nargis, but you wouldn't know it.
What are you saying? She is mysticism. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is Nargis may be having a genuine mystic experience that is true and identical, comparable to all of the other mystic experiences that mystics have reported on. Or she could be delusional and they could be delusional in different ways.
No.
Yeah, that is possible.
What I'm trying to say is, as we discuss the mystic sensations we claim we have within our minds, in our own personal sensations and experiences, we can't exactly translate that over. We can discuss it and say, hey, did you feel like this? And say, I did feel like that. But you're really experiencing two different consciousnesses and trying to communicate that sensation to each other.
You can't.
And I'm saying, as a result, all of mysticism sits behind the veil of ignorance. It doesn't have the helpful aid of the real world as a crutch when we say a thing is happening or not. In mysticism, we can say it's happening and we can say it's not, and we can both be right because it's all experiential.
Yeah, don't believe your lying eyes and ears.
Ooh.
So all I'm saying is that, Nargis, if you want to say there is this singular thing you're connecting to, that might be, but you wouldn't know if you were doing that or just deluding yourself.
Well, I think she would know, but other people would.
Other people know that. That's why your presence is. That's it. You don't speak about it. A mystic who speaks about his mysticism is not a mystic anymore.
This is why Illumi is fucking insane.
Yeah, that's why because he's not no mystic ever proclaims mysticism. That is part of the wisdom.
Yeah, they do. They speak in platitudes. They speak in non-specifics. They don't understand real consequentialism for your behavior or your actions. They don't.
I pick rational mysticism, right? To keep rationality.
It's you literally just sat there and ignored McZed, for an example, because in favor of this mysticism you speak of, it's extremely idealistic, and that's all you're doing is
He just
preaching
called
idealism.
himself a true mystic.
I said one does not
He
abandon.
literally called himself a true mystic. What are you talking about?
I would argue that there's uniformity to Christian mysticism.
But with internally into different traditions, it's easier to draw those parallels, right? Because they have a shared language already. But how do you do that across traditions, which I think is more to McZed's point, where you can't always do that. But Nargis is saying that like there's lineages, right, Nargis, that bring these together.
They've done that. They had there's a paper on it. I can share with you. Like mysticism is on ooh. Mysticism and of the self. That's it.
Yeah. That's why I think like Zed's point of it being like an internal experience and not something that you can necessarily communicate, like that is not different than what I think Nargis is saying.
It's not magic, Kabbalistic.
Meaning, I could put it in skeptical scientific terms. I would say, even if we say that nothing in reality is happening, there is no spirit realm or whatever, we would at least posit, based on scientific knowledge, that the placebo effect is legitimate. The placebo and nocebo effect, which is to say, if you think something is happening, if you think you're putting effort into solving a problem of yours, it will actually be solved a little bit within your head, strangely. Even if you know that it's fake. If I tell you there's no causal relationship between taking this pill and feeling better, here, take this pill, you will start to feel better. Strangely. It's a weird thing. Which is to say, human psychology has an inordinate amount of power over our mental states and our minds, and there probably are experts who have worked on the most psychologically potent narratives and techniques to get people interested. Now, is that saying that anyone that goes on that technique goes through the same experience? No. Are they genuinely having something? Maybe, not really clear, but all I can say is that the realm of spiritualism